그리고 그들은 나를 구타하기 시작했다.
Now that was pretty fucked up, but now let me play it again with just the audio.
그리고 그들은 나를 구타하기 시작했다.
And no, this is not a hentai, I promise. Now you may be asking, Mo, what intonation? And to be honest, I have no clue. I have an archive of a few videos I decided not to drop, mostly because I was working ahead of my uploads, and they ended up not meeting my standards anymore, so I just enlisted them. Or if you want the short version of what I just said, they were ass. But I think a few of them are worth remaking into something better, so I picked one out of a hat, and here we are basically. I tried to spin it off as a joke at the start, but I thought the anime was pretty creepy. It's called The Hell, Two Kinds of Life. Made in 2003, the anime is a really old Korean short film, and it came back for really no reason at all. I don't have the files to the other videos I found anymore, but it was washed up with a bunch of other random videos I found on 9anime. There was an animation demo, a promotion for a Korean supermarket, and even a music video. And whatever this is, I think. The only one I found that was meant to be watched was Two Kinds of Life, but even that was still kinda incomplete, technically. Apparently it's meant to be a two-parter. I'm pretty sure they mixed up the part 1 and part 2. If you look at the description, and then the film, you can kinda tell it's a mix-up. Jae Young, an ordinary woman in her mid-20s, is sentenced to death by an angel, and ascends to heaven. If I had to guess, the part 2 was supposed to be a direct opposite of part 1, but no one ever posted part 2, so I have no clue how it goes. Even the guy who made the films in an interview once said he doesn't know where he could find them anymore. It used to be on YouTube, but it got taken down.
사실은 이제 예전에
Basically, he's saying he doesn't fucking know. It kind of feels like ARG horror. Part 1 came back almost 20 years later, and part 2, that shit's gone. I don't know where the fuck you can find that. If somebody knows where you can find part 2, you can link it down below. I really want to watch it. But maybe I found a piece of anime history, like I lost on the internet. I mean, I already kind of did it with that Devil Blues video. This might lead to something really huge by the end. But then in about 5 Google searches, found out the guy who made those 2 films made it into a webtoon only a year ago. It even got a live drama, and that alone did really well. People probably know more from that than the film or the webtoon. Somehow I got exposed to it in the most backdoor way possible. Like I didn't know about any of that other stuff until however many minutes we're into the video. I really just cucked myself, didn't I? I was researching as I went along, so to be fair, I didn't have a clear idea of where it was gonna end up, but I had a rough idea more or less. I thought it would turn out the guy had an overdose, or really anything dramatic. Now I gotta change the title. But I mean, I'm not gonna scrap this whole video again. So I mean, we might as well give the webtoon and Netflix series a chance. Seemingly out of nowhere, reports of supernatural occurrences appeared across the world. Out of thin air, black figures would materialize and cause havoc, and then disappear just as quickly. The timing and location of these incidents always appeared to be random, but they always had 2 traits that linked them all. Victims would have angels appear before them, telling them the date and time of their deaths, the day they'll be sent to hell. After meeting their destiny, after being killed, their previous crimes or sins were brought to light. Some saw this as a revelation from God, and others tried to rationalize it. Whatever it turned out to be, it will change the structure of humanity forever. That's Hellbound, more or less. If an angel decides you're going to hell, they'll book you a time and date, and you'll have 4 black demons, built like One Piece characters, coming to pick you up. I saw the old films way before I saw the newer stuff, and I never really thought they could expand it with world building and stuff. But I'm surprised I never saw the potential it has. For a good supernatural story, it was checking basically every box. Normal society getting fucked by a supernatural event? Check. Tons of moments where your brain gets fucked sociologically, and I think I used that word wrong, but check. I would say the harder part of keeping a supernatural story good is keeping it that way, and not trying to rationalize it. I don't know why, but whenever somebody comes up with a good supernatural story, they always try to come up with an explanation for all the weird shit going on. At Exhibit A you have Starving Anonymous, basically where the government makes human food farms. It's like Promised Neverland, but everybody's diabetic. If you look at any supernatural story that was successful, Parasite, Berserk, Dorohedoro, Devilman Crybaby. Literally all of them cut out the explanation part, because besides the fact it takes away the mysterious undertone, usually, it makes the pace of the story different, and not in a good way. If you had characters in a hellscape setting, so you could see them fight and survive their way out of it, making it logical is probably the best way to fuck up the story, but Hellbound didn't, and that's why it's good. It left all the supernatural stuff out there, all exposed and everything. They never set a rule for why a person goes to hell, or what the black figures are. None of it gets elaborated on. I also like how the demons beat the shit out of the person that got branded. I don't think they really need to. They just do it for some reason. There's probably a few ways you could spin it to be logical, but they could also just be doing it for fun, and that's honestly way funnier, so I'll go with that one. Sometimes it looks very methodical, the way things play out, but at literally any moment, they got in a whole new concept, and that shatters your worldview. For the most part, people think it's God, or a god, but some people try to refuse it, as it defies science altogether, and even a smaller group think it's aliens, that are just fucking around with humans. Society as a whole got reconstructed, which I mean is understandable, because at the drop of a hat, anybody could be sent to hell. In only a few months, religion is more influential than the government. The hell ceremonies, if you can call them that, start getting broadcasted on national television. There's even a guy who made a streaming career off of it. I'm not gonna lie, this isn't too far off from actual streamers. Hellbound is unique in how it has no main character. It only has a main cast, or kind of. I won't say any specifics for spoiler reasons, but they move a lot of characters in and out of the story. You could have somebody who's a regular for like the last 50 chapters, just peace out for like the next 4 years. You can never predict who's gonna go to hell, so it forces people to move around a lot. The story is always moving across the whole country, so you're going all over meeting all sorts of people, and you see the way they try to cope with it. Going to hell, I mean. When you progressively see people break down, counting down the days until they die, that shit fucks with you. Leaving your family and friends behind, dying prematurely, and then you have somebody react to it on stream. That shit's sad. Would you rather know how you die, or when you die? This webtoon embodies the second option. There's no direct horror or jump scares in a webtoon, but it always messes with you psychologically. There was probably a lot of hype when the newer iterations came out. I'm probably just really late to it, but if you have an itch for a good supernatural story, this one is really interesting if you're like me and never heard of it. Thanks for making it to the end of the video. I'm surprised I was able to make a video this soon, because I was busy the last month-ish doing college applications, college essays, supplementals. That shit was a pain in the ass, but I'm already mostly done with all of them, I think. There's some stuff I need to do, but it's basically done. I don't really got much to say, to be honest. I was just gonna do a little check-in, I guess, talk for a little bit, you know, try to get to 8 minutes. But yeah, what was I gonna talk about? Fuck, what was I gonna talk about? I really don't have much to say. I mean, I have a Trigun video planned. After this, I'm waiting for the new anime to come out, and then depending on how good it is, I plan to make a video on it. I already wrote a script a little bit on. Cause I have a whole thing planned out. I'm really excited for that. But yeah, nothing else to say. Thanks for tuning in after not uploading for almost a month, I think. Appreciate the support. If you enjoyed this one, you'll probably like my last video. I think that one is also pretty good. Hopefully gonna start 2023 strong with a good video and all. I really don't have much else to say, so thanks for watching the video, and peace.